Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Ryan and Degenerate Passive Income coming to you today, early morning for me, late night for Graham on a Thursday, December 18th. We are here talking about Lstake. Lstake, I like to call it Plazm on steroids myself, but you know what? That's just me. I'm excited about it. It's new. Everybody knows his name is Graham. It's Grover321 in the Telegram groups, answering all the hard questions. It is Furry Blue Me in my YouTube channels when I'm live with AJ and things. He's answered questions for me, and AJ can even get to it. But that's what we're doing, guys. We're gonna ask the hard questions today. This is just gonna be like we're doing our own little AMA because we want to get the word out, and we want to we're trying to raise funds for the pre-launch, which is hopefully sometime in February. So with that said, Graham, thank you for taking the time and explaining, hopefully explaining to me. You have to treat me like I'm two, obviously, because we know I'm not that smart. And hopefully we can get through this without me getting too confused. So welcome to the channel, Graham. Let's start off. You know what? Just give us a breakdown of what Lstake actually is.
Well, Lstake is a liquid staking protocol. There are other ones out on the market, such as there's Ethereum liquid staking, Lido, I believe, Rockets from memory is another one. And they all offer yields. Generally, they're only small yields, and they all have the same problem. They use either inflationary tokenomics, sometimes Ponzinomics, and also minting to give you the yield, which is not a sustainable structure. Lstake is as I said, liquid staking that is based upon a sustainable yield structure, the backbone being Bernard bonds, and enables you to basically invest your money, be confident that it's sitting there and it's going to perform well, and you can access it at any time. A liquid asset. There's no friction in or out. Other asset classes.
Okay, and so like you mentioned it, where is the yield is coming from? Obviously, Bernard bonds. We all know that. I'm in huge. We've had almost like 7,000 bonds sold. It's been going since June 11th. We launched Bernard bonds, and we've been averaging about 50 to 60% APR since. So what does that look like? Say I invest, say $500. What does that look like? What goes into bonds? Where does that money going?
Okay, with the pre-sale, what happens if you invest for $500? 20% of that you will get as raw Lstake. So out of that $500, $100 of raw Lstake right on launch at the lowest possible price, launch price. The remaining 80% of that, which you get at the moment, you're getting a 5% extra bonus Lstake on, goes into bootstrap liquidity. Right, this is the liquidity that any project needs to get going. So this is the raise what we're getting at the moment, and what you get for providing that liquidity is you also get the yield on that or off that liquidity provision. We're using a V3 concentrated liquidity pairs with our pairs, so that they get decent yield from the volume, just the same way that the Bernard bonds gets yield from the volume of all of the concentrated liquidity pairs there. So the early investor also gets 80% of the yield from the bootstrap liquidity. 15% of that gets compounded, and 5% of that yield goes into buy and burn, which contracts the supply and increases the backing per token. That's what you get for early investment, and on the numbers are pointing towards about 10% better than what you would if you got in straight after launch for the same period.
Okay, so it's a $500 minimum to get in before launch, and you just broke down numbers for that. So you're thinking about 10% better returns if you're just to wait and wait till it launches. That's what you're saying?
That's it. That's correct. That's what's that's what all the extrapolations want based on the rather poor market at the moment show.
Okay, and I mean, we should also talk. Everybody wants to know, what are the risks? Like, what is it, like high risk, low risk, medium risk? I mean, I know you don't have a crystal ball with the market being.
I don't have a crystal ball, but I've designed it to be a low to medium risk product. I've designed it from the start with institutional grade guardrails and a mindset. Right. Obviously, the risks are there's always the risk of smart contract risks, but we've got auditor already lined up. 33 audits are the same company that audited Plazm are going to be doing the audit. The other risks that are involved with Lstake is obviously extreme market collapse, the bonds underperforming. But we've got that mitigated by our hedge, all right? And the hedge is BTC, Ethereum, and gold, all right? And also there is internal routing, which causes contraction via burns, which helps increase the backing in times where yield is low. There's also, of course, the liquidity risk that there is with other projects, but mitigating that by initially all liquidity will be bootstrap or protocol-owned liquidity. That way, there's no risk of mass liquidity shock from escape or from liquidity exit. Later, once the protocol liquidity is large enough, we will then have public liquidity vaults available for investment as well.
Okay, so how far are we into? I know the 25,000 was raised for obviously the website, the development, and everything that. What are we looking at for? How much do we need to raise to get this thing off the ground?
We need to get a total raise for minimum functional product of $65,000. That gives us around about $50,000 of startup bootstrap liquidity, and also some operational funds to ensure that we're on good footing for the first number of months. After that, that's when things start to be able to work at a faster pace. Of course, the liquidity has to use Lstake. It increases the amount of backing, increases the yield, and so everything further up from there starts getting Lstake off to a running start.
Okay, so 65,000 minimum, and then we can launch. And I know it's in the development stages right now. Or are we looking at end of January, February? I mean, I know devs can be deving. We know things go there, but what does it look like?
I have been talking with the devs, and I've been working with the lead dev, and we work well together. I like to say I speak dev language because I have done a little bit. So we've been powering along, and the draft contracts have actually been completed today. So that means we are now moving on to the internal testing phases and so forth. And generally, that doesn't need too much, as long as all the contracts have been put through. It doesn't need too much work. So we are looking good for late January, early February launch at this point in time.
Okay.
We should be able to have the contracts to the auditors pretty soon after internal testing has been completed.
Okay, and I mean I guess that's another question. Like, are you like totally involved with the internal testing, or what does that look like? What happens during that stage?
Well, during that stage, you put it on a test net, and you actually physically test out the system, see whether there's any areas that have in the coding lost translation in the coding, anywhere that's going to break, and go forward with that. I will be part of the test crew that will be testing testing it, and then it's a reiterative testing until we see something wrong and trying and just making sure that all the code's down pat.
Right. And then obviously this is under the EMP umbrella. I know everyone talks about, well, everyone's gonna say, who's, like new investors, who's this Graham guy? Who's this Grover321 guy? I've known you for a long time, obviously, because, we've both been with AJ for years and years and years, but, it is under the EMP umbrella. EMP is putting their stamp on it. And obviously that's super important to me. It's just not some guy on the internet. I mean, everyone's doxxed. And that's why we talked about before. I'm like, well, Grover, you're gonna have to get on camera, and stuff like that.
I'm not pretty, but I'm hopping on camera. I mean, like the EMP and DexFi group have known me for basically since the early days I've been with them. So obviously I have a presence there. I've now doxed myself online. One of the other things that would be, I believe, investors would like to know is with the raise, the custody is actually through EMP, so they hold custody of the funds. It is not something that I've got a wallet type thing. So all your funds are safe when investing. It's under the EMP umbrella. So I mean, like AJ knows all about it. Has looked through all of the white papers, the light papers, and has given the full go ahead of a project that he loves.
Okay. So when we're sending USDC to this address right here, that's EMP has control of those funds.
That's right. So that's right. That is not a wallet that I have custody of. That is an EMP custody wallet to keep the funds safe.
Okay, perfect. I mean, I know, I know that's important to me, and I just wanted to clarify that to potential new investors.
No, it is definitely important thing. I mean, like to as you said, there are quite a number of people that go, well, who's this Graham guy? Who's this Grover guy? And that's understandable. And in order to make sure that you all know that we're completely transparent, that wallet is in custody of EMP, which is a project that's got another whole heap of variety of umbrella projects, has been going for 3-4 years, I believe it is now. So well known. The CEOs and founders are well known in the industry, and it's designed that way to help put everyone's mind at ease when they start investing.
Right. And maybe we should talk about that. What is the transparency going to look like? I know, like with Bernard Bonds, I can click, the little button by the TVL, and it'll bring me to D-Bank, and everything is tracked, every single dollar in each vault. What is the transparency going to look like for Lstake?
100% transparency, just the same. There will be a link which will take you to the D-Bank link to be able to see the vaults, because the hedge funds, it does have to be kept in a separate contract. There will be one that will take you to the hedge fund contract and show you that the funds are all in there. There will, even with the LSAAS partners, they will have a link on theirs to show their portion of the funds that they are using for their yield.
Okay, so we'll be able to click something, even getting to see what the hedge is looking like with Bitcoin. And
that's right. That's right. Full transparency. All contracts will be listed in the white paper, and there will be links on the site to go and be able to see the contracts for the backing. Okay.
And what company are you using to what is it called? Verify, audit the contracts.
We are using 33 Audits. That is the company that's did the audit for Plazm.
Okay.
They have done a good number, quite a bit of work with AJ as well on other projects. I can't think of the ones off the top of my head, but AJ has used them, and they are the preferred auditor for BTT, who are the developers of Plazm and Lstake.
Okay. And I remember you saying LSAAS. Could you explain what that is? Is that like a partner? Is that like a...
Okay. Lstake is designed not just to be a standalone liquid staking product such as liquid staking Ethereum. All right, it's designed to expand, to be able to expand, so other projects can use the same system. All right. So what happens? We've basically got a core system which I've designed to be as robust as possible and generate yields that can be used to stake any asset and have it accrue value. We then sell that core product to other projects, eShare and so forth. Right? They then have their primary token available as a liquid staking option. So, for example, eShare, they get their own liquid staking system. Right? When you enter into the system, it goes into their yields, their backing for their liquid stake. They start earning yield, and your amount of eShare in the stake starts going up. The benefits for Lstake with that is that Lstake does get a cut of the initial investment for partners going into their investment, and a cut of the yield. Right, that keeps Lstake strong, helps make it run faster and more and better, basically. And you can from there you can add as many partners as possible. The larger the partner base, the stronger Lstake as a whole gets.
Okay, so potentially, I know eShare has already, AJ has already kind of committed. eShare is going to be partners of that. What does that look like for someone to, like different other protocols to come in? They just contact you or whoever and be like, hey, we want in on this deal and we want to, what are they gaining? Is it just gaining their token? Obviously more eyes, or what are they gaining out of the deal?
Well, first of all, they're gaining an immediate use case, and that's one of the problems that just about every project has, is not enough use cases. Right, so they can have any token, even they can, if they want, a meme token can use it for a use case. It doesn't. It'll never negatively affect the Lstake system because they're isolated so that they can't backflow any negative flow. So they get immediate use case. Now the other benefits of it are, it's designed to put as much buy pressure on their token as it possibly can, either through burns or through buys. So they're getting buy pressure or buy and burn pressure from the system that they've just got into. Now the other advantage of it is it, while the token is in the staked contract, it is out of circulating supply. So they're reducing their circulating supply, which again increases the demand supply ratio, helping boost their price and helping solidify their floor. Okay. And on top of that, they also get a wider view base because their stake gets able to be seen by anyone else using the Lstake system, and also they can enter into a partner token using the Lstake token.
Okay.
So for example, eShare can be invested in with the Lstake token. That will then put buy pressure on eShare and lock those bought tokens into the staking contract.
I think I even understand that now, and that's quite the feat. So, yeah, because it seems like a lot of moving parts, but when you really think about it, it's not. It's pretty much liquid staking, and then obviously some hedge as well. But then you've got this LSteak. What is LSteak?
Right, LSteak is the liquid staking derivative of Lstake. Now that sounds fancy, but what okay. I think how I can break this down for easy understanding. Lstake is how we get yield into the system. All right, that's the token that we create to create a token that has value within the system, which is why it's always only minted at the backing price, and it has hard backing. All right, it's the token that represents the backing and the yield of Lstake. All right, so it's not actually the liquid stake. All right, the liquid stake is the XL stake. All right, that's where the real magic happens. All right. Yes, your backing for your Lstake is constantly being increased through burns, through those types of and compounding yield through those mechanisms, forcing the floor price of Lstake up. But the magic really happens in the XL, the extra layer, or the extra large stake. All right, that is where a portion of the yield, some of the yield from a protocol owned liquidity, and there are burn mechanisms on that as well that help increase the redemption ratio that you get. So first of all, you're creating a token Lstake, which represents the value that you've just invested, all right? And that's constantly increasing because of compound and a variety of mechanisms, right? You then stake that into the Lstake token. You get XL stake as a token, which you can sell and redeem at any time. Again, there's no friction there, no tax, right? Only slippage is what's going to get you there, right? And because of the yield and the burns, the redemption ratio of that stake increases. So you've started off, you've put $1 to get one Lstake, all right? That then goes into XLL stake, all right, at a 1-to-1 ratio to start with at launch. And over time, firstly, that $1, that starts to become $1.10. At the same time, the redemption ratio of the extra layer increases. So it might go up to, at the same time, 1.1 to 1. So when you redeem, you get 1.1 1.1 Lstake back, all right? And that 1.1 Lstake is worth $1.10. So you've multiplied your yield because, one, the backing's going up, and two, the redemption ratio's gone up. So you would, on a $1 investment, you'd get approximately, in that scenario, $1.21, I believe it is.
Okay, I understand that. So, I mean, I think about it like this. Why not, 80% goes into Bernard bonds, obviously, to help the TVL. That in turn helps.
That's 80%. May I just interject there for a second?
Yeah,
that's
sure.
a minimum of 80%.
Okay.
Right. The contracts have got hard coded it into them a range where the split can be. The minimum that goes into bonds can be 80%. Its maximum can be 90%. Right. Okay. There is a minimum of 5% that goes towards the hedge, and a maximum of 15% that can go towards the hedge. And the remaining 5%, the Treasury takes out its operational funds, and the ethos of Lstake is that anything left over is then put back into helping strengthen the ecosystem.
Okay, so that's my next question. Why not? Why shouldn't I just buy more Bernard? Obviously, I'm a huge Bernard bond holder. Why should I not just buy more Bernard bonds and just hold those and not have to worry about a token fluctuating in price and things of that nature?
Well, it really depends on what you're looking at. I mean, like the advantage, I'm not going to deny it. Yes, yields may be smaller than holding directly bonds. That's being fully transparent, but it will be comparable, if not better. Right. However, with Bernard bonds, right, you go in and you pay whatever the price is at the moment. Let's say $100. I think it's
Like
anyhow,
$80 or something.
$80 or something, and you get your bond and you earn your yield on that, right? But if you want to exit, you have to sell a whole bond at a time. You have to exit whole bonds at a time, and you get hit with a 10% exit fee, right? Which is good for everyone. That when you leave, that money stays in there, and it's great for all the holders. But as an investor, you're getting slugged with 10%, and you have to take out a whole bond. This enables you to earn a similar yield. You're able to exit in fractions because, like, you're exiting in $1 amounts or whatever you wish to. You can exit with $5, $1.
Oh, I lost you there, Graham. Oh, now you're back.
I'm back. And as I was saying, there's no exit. There's no tax on redeeming your extra layer. There's no tax on selling your Lstake out for Ethereum. For Ethereum.
Okay.
So the only thing that you'll get hit with is a price impact on exit.
And what does that look like? I mean, what are your thoughts on maybe a percentage of?
Early on, obviously, liquidity isn't as high as you'd ever like it, obviously. But early on, you may be looking at 5%, 5%, maybe 8% at top end price impact, which again is still better than your 10% exit fee for bonds. As time progresses and liquidity increases, because all the mechanisms also internal mechanisms add to liquidity, obviously slippage reduces.
Right. And then as far as the token, the Lstake token, I'm assuming that'll be listed on Dex screeners, so a person will be able to see what the price is and follow that.
Both Lstake, and because there's a link here, hence the extra layer Lstake will be viewable at price on Dex Screener.
Okay. And will a person say when someone at that launch, will there be a dashboard showing my stake, something similar to Plazm, how much Lstake I have, XL stake, the prices of each? Will it be as user friendly as Plazm is?
It will be as user friendly as possible. The thing to remember with liquid staking is it's not so much that you've got anything really in a stake. You've actually got what I suppose you could call it a receipt token that represents your investment in your wallet. You've actually got the staking token in your wallet, which is why it's liquid. It's a token. It represents your stake in Lstake, but you can sell it at any time. Right. So you look on you look in your wallet and it'll go Lstake, 100 Lstake worth $100 or whatever the price is, and you'll be able to sell that out at any time. You don't even really need to go to you can sell it on a Dex. You would be worse off, but I mean, you can sell it at a Dex at no issues either.
Okay. And Uniswap, or where are we going to be able to sell these?
Uniswap will be the.
Oh, I lost you again.
Oh, I'm back.
Oh, there you are. So it'll be on Uniswap. Are you there, Graham?
Of course.
There you are.
Starlink final, of course, Starlink fine all day, and then when I go and have a video call, it plays up a little bit. What was yeah, Unis liquidity provision.
Okay. And will there be something on the dashboard with a link that we could sell it there, or just you just go to Uniswap and put the contract in, or how's that work?
Sorry, I actually dropped out again. I didn't catch that.
Will there be a link on the dashboard that'd be like sell Lstake or something? It'll bring us to okay.
Yes. Going through the DEX, while you can sell the token through the DEX, it's the routing options. You won't get as the benefits of actually buying it through the dashboard. Right. Mm-hmm. The dashboard uses internal routing, buy and burn mechanisms. It also, for example, it will, if, for example, it's trading above backing price, right, and you wish to enter, it will give you the mint price, and if you wish to, you could flip that straight away for a profit, because you are actually getting the benefit of the difference in price. If it's lower, it actually does buy. It does use a little bit of the bonus you'd get from buying to burn Lstake and help increase the backing of Lstake. But the best option is always to go through the dashboard for buying and redeeming. Okay,
perfect. Yeah, I just want to make sure that, because I know Plazm is super user friendly. I want to make sure that Lstake is going to be, very similar.
We are actually going through the same designers that did Plazm as well.
Excellent, excellent. So, I mean, I have a pretty good understanding of how that works. I know right now, we talked about earlier, the minimum investment's 500, and maybe we should talk about that, real quick again. Why would I want to, pledge my 500 or $1,000 or 10,000 or whatever now to get up to the 65 and not wait till launch day and be like, well, now I'm going to get in. Like, what's going to be the benefits? Because I know there's some kind of early bird thing too. So maybe we should just go over that.
Currently, there's an early bird special which gives you 5% bonus on your liquidity provision. So you'll get you get 5.
No, I lost you again, Graham. Are you there?
There you go. I'm back. Sorry. For the $500 investment, you get $100 of Lstake on launch, right, for you to invest, hold, whatever you wish to do. The other 400 goes into the bootstrap liquidity. Now, you get the 5% bonus on that, which is, I believe, about $20 bonus Lstake straight up, which actually brings your investment cost down to $480.
Mm-hmm.
That liquidity goes into a bootstrap liquidity vault, right? So it's in its own vault, and you earn the yield of the V3 concentrated liquidity pairs that are on there. You can claim that yield at any time. The split is 80% to the investor, 15% compounded, and 5% buys and burns Lstake to increase the backing per token. All right. In order to prevent a liquidity shock, the liquidity is locked up for 3 months. However, to avoid liquidity shock, like happens with a lot of other bootstrap liquidity, when it unlocks, it's not unlocking in one big, huge amount. The unlock happens based upon the increase in POL. All right. At the beginning of every month, how much the increase in half of the minimum of half of the amount of the increase in that month's POL is released to be claimed by anyone that wishes to on a first come, first served basis. That's not a big chunk going out, that is dripped out over that whole month. That way it's fair and it's not coming out in a massive big chunk and dumping the liquidity.
I get it. So so for example, say this thing launches February 1st. That's when that 3-month timer starts, right? Like say I put in my $500 now, February 1st it launches. I'm going to be able to get something back in like May.
Yeah, you'll be able to start redeeming the actual liquidity from May. The redemption will be in Lstake. Firstly, if you've already got skin in the game, you might as well get to Lstake when you exit. But secondly, also that puts additional buy pressure on the Lstake, and again, because of internal mechanisms, adds additional burn pressure to increase the backing per token.
Okay. I get that. And now, when does the early bird end? Because you get that extra 2.5%. Like you get right now it's 2.5% rebate, but you get 5% rebate before.
You get 5% for the early bird. That's was announced to close on the 2nd. I haven't made up my mind, but I'm considering extending that for a further week to the 9th.
Okay. So, and then just to get in this, what does a person need to do? Obviously, I'll post the link to the website in the description, guys. But there's clear instructions here. There's the wallet address which EMP owns. Okay, and then you send your transaction hash and your investment amount to you, Graham, or who are they sending it to?
That obviously are doing sending it on chain. That gives on chain the actual transactions there and verifiable. Sending a copy of it to me is just a secondary paper trail. I just like to have backups with everything.
Right.
That's how I designed the whole system.
Right. And it's USDC on base, guys. There's the
USDC on base.
Yep. Okay. Yep. $500 minimum, and then obviously we went over this twice now. What a person gets for that. Wallet addresses. Send your 500 minimum there. Obviously, I'll put the link to the Telegram group in the description as well. Graham's always in there answering questions. I think there's over, I don't know if there's almost 200 people in there now, but it's
about
growing.
150 now. It is growing. With as you can see on the screen, we broke the 25K mark investment today. And as I said, the developer contacted me today to say that he's got all the drafts of the contracts ready and going to be going through internal testing.
Excellent. And that's, we're about a month and a half away then, maybe even a little less from launch. And
maybe even a little less. I'd like to obviously extend the launch as long as possible, but don't want to hold off launch because of raise.
Right, and that's okay. So say we get say everything stalls out at 40,000 raised. I'm assuming, and it just like, okay, we obviously nobody's interested. Obviously, that 40,000 is getting sent back to investors. I'm assuming. That money is kept in USDC in that address, so it's not subject to volatility. And if launch wasn't to go ahead, it would be possible to return those funds. 40,000, while not ideal, it is an amount that we would be able to launch with. We would just be a very slow start for the product. Right. And the more we raise, obviously, everything just kind of takes off more. And
the faster if we raise, for example, the 200, we'll have the 200 that we've got listed at the top on that bar. we'll have a bit over 150k liquidity. So of that, there will be around about 100k Lstake, and so 100k backing and hedge behind it to start off with. It's earning yield from day one. So the higher we can get, the backing initially, the faster the flywheel starts off at.
Right. Yeah, I mean 25,000. That's not. I mean that's 50,000 total raise, because we already had to raise the funds for the angel investor that came in and build it. So I mean, and it's only about, we've been talking about for a week and a half or something like that. So we're well on our way, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, like it's I think it's 2 weeks. I think almost to 2 weeks, almost to the day, something like that we announced launch. We've reached 25,000, which actually for a medium to low risk investment is really good. As a general rule, the investments pickup curve for similar risk profile investments starts off very slow until everyone understands the system, picks up towards the middle of the raise, and then you get a big rush at the end, which is different to tokens that are high risk, high rewards, or meme coins. They tend to have a huge spike early and then taper off.
Okay. Oh, what's the status on the white paper, the light paper, Graham?
Light paper is out. I have posted it a number of times in the chat group. If you need it, that's not a problem. It can be made available. White paper is in the final draft. It's a bit hard to put out a white paper without all the exact how the code's doing things. So that's all the mechanics and so forth, and everything's all written down. But the fine bits that get changed during a development need to be put in there to make it a viable white paper without misleading anything.
Right. Yeah, and I'll link the Telegram group, guys, in the description, and the light paper, and the website and all that stuff, so everyone has the information. Get in there, get involved, ask questions if you have it. I mean, I could ask questions for hours, and I know Graham would sit here and answer them because he's a smart guy. We're going to be doing this once a week, guys. So, and I'm going to be putting these videos out because I want everyone to have the exact information. I don't want anything hidden. Obviously, Graham's at 100% transparency. That's what we need. That's what the space wants. Obviously, the EMP umbrella.
There is one thing I would like to that I think it's important to highlight, particularly in the market at the moment. I mean, like, you have to admit we've got a pretty shocking market at the moment.
Yes.
And that's, how is Lstake going to perform in environments such as this? And this is the exact type of environment that I designed Lstake for. I've been in crypto for about 8 years, and I've seen rugs, I've seen slow rugs, I've been hacked, I've seen FTX crash, I've seen the Terra crash, so I've seen black swan events, all of that, and it's always a case of in the booms, projects go great, but when the market turns on them, that's when they die. So I've constantly been stress testing the system during development to make it be able to work in the bad times. For example, the yield will slow, but it doesn't go negative. So yes, growth slows down, but it'll never go negative, and the backing will keep on growing, either through burn mechanisms or so forth. So it's designed to, when the times are tough, to shift into a conservative mode that helps maintain it through the bad times with a hedge. I don't know of any liquid staking protocol that has a hedge to capture upside with Bitcoin and Ethereum, and also protect against downside with gold.
Right.
So it's designed to be able to invest, know that you're going to, if you have to take it out in a bad market, you're going to be better off than holding the tokens alone, or than holding the tokens alone. And it's on rebounds to rebound harder and perform much better in the good times.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's important as well, because I mean, obviously, you know, when we initially started Bernard Bonds in June, obviously we were at 90%. We even saw 160% APR for 150% for a couple of weeks. And, you know, with the market now, it's in the toilet and it sucks. You know, institutional, it's driving me crazy what the market's doing right now.
They love manipulating. I've been watching them. Trigger the all of the liquidations for days. I'm going, just leave us alone.
Exactly. It's just getting sold. But you know what? It's going to stop, guys. You know, the bull's coming, and we all know it. And I'm excited about that because you know, I'm a big ETH holder, a big Bitcoin holder. Not that I'm ever going to sell any of it because I've never sold any. But I just like seeing my bag grows. You know, who doesn't like to see that stuff? So, you know, and here we are. This is just another. This is going to be another tool in my toolbox for earning passive income. I'm going big into Lstake, and I'm excited about it because, you know, I've talked to Graham many times, and if anybody's in the Telegram group, the way he explains things and takes the time, and he's got way more patience than me. I don't know how, but you know, he explains it, and he just stays the course, and I'm excited about that. I'm excited that, you know, he brought this to EMP. He's like, hey, can we put this under the EMP umbrella? Because who doesn't like AJ and the team? I'm excited about that. Fully doxed. Wallets are going to be doxed. He's going to track everything on DBank. That's important to me. I need to see where the funds are. I need to see where where they're going. I need to put a name to the face that I'm talking to. That's exactly important to me, and it should be important to you as well, guys. So just want to get that out there. Is there anything else we need to cover? I know we're going to be doing these every week, Graham. So I know, you know, we don't want to make each one like 2 hours long. We'll just keep going.
No, we don't want too long ones. I mean, like we've both got different investment styles. What type of things would that we haven't covered would you like to know? Just for a different investor's point of view.
Yeah, and let me know in the comments, guys. When you see this video, comment what do you want to know, or in the Telegram group. Hey, on the next AMA, can you cover this or that, or can you break down exactly what's happening? And maybe, you know, we can have some. I know in the Plazm group, Graham, a lot of people have made these PDF charts. You know, where everything's going, and maybe we could make some of those or something and show on screen. You know, maybe something like that.
We can see if we can get something like that out. I might have a chat with the Plazm. I believe that's Martin that does them.
Mm-hmm.
So I might have a quick chat with him and see if he can help out. Maybe doing some of those types of charts. I know he's rather excited about it as well.
Right. I mean, I'm more of a visual guy. I can only listen to so much, but I love seeing it right in front of my face, and you know, that's just how I work. And maybe there are other people like that, but I think it's important. Maybe we could get something like that for next week's AMA, or whenever we do it. We're gonna try doing weekly, guys, just like we do with Bernard Bonds and everything else. And even when it's even at launch, we're still gonna continue to come here and be like, hey, this is what's happening in the market. This is how Lstake is doing. We're just going to continue to build this, guys. We're not, you know, we're not in a super panic. All right. We're off to a heck of a start at $25,000 plus the angel investor that came up with the, you know, to build it. I'm excited, and I know Graham is, and there's a lot of people that are excited in the space. Obviously, with, you know, they put in 25 grand already into this deal. So
there's a lot of people excited, and there's a lot of people that are watching and want to know more before they jump in, and that's brilliant. That's a smart move. You should always find out as much as you can about a project, and then make the move if it fits your investment style and risk profile.
Right. Yeah. Not everyone's like me and just reads, you know, the first couple sentences. Okay, I'm in. Let's go. Here's my money. You know, be smarter than that, guys. I've gotten wrecked so many times that I can't even count, and it's gross. I don't even want to think about it. So I think with that said, Graham, we'll wrap this AMA up. like I said, guys, in the comments, please ask questions. Get in the Telegram group. Everything will be linked in the description. Light Paper Telegram group, all that. Get in there and ask questions. You know, what's this? What's that? Can you cover this in the next AMA? We'll make notes and we'll cover it. We got no problem. It's 100% transparency here. Just there's no stupid question. The only stupid questions are the ones unasked. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So with that said, Graham, thank you for taking the time. We'll be chatting throughout the week, I'm sure, just as usual. And
Yes.
I hope you have a great evening, and I'm going to have a great start of my day because it's 7 in the morning. Yeah.
Have another coffee.
Yes. And you know what, guys? That's going to be it. And we will see you in the next one.
See you. Bye. Okay.